Good morning and welcome back, my son.
Oh, it's good to be. Oh, good morning. Julian
morning.
says good morning to everybody on the Nudelberg Daily Huddle.
I love
Great morning. Great to see you guys. Excited to be back. It was a great day. It was an unbelievable trip. I mean, just up and back very quick. Not easy to get in and out of Indianapolis, but love the Fresh Edge people and excited to talk today about what we really did for them and how it all came together as a project.
Yeah, I actually want to unpack that today. In your absence, so much has gone on. First is you got to listen to the people in your tribe. Helen, Jake, you, dude, you got to go to the doctor. You're not getting better. It's a week and a half. So I went to the doctor yesterday and the doctor goes, ooh, like, so I have a inhaler. I have two different antibiotics, but I am on the way to mend. So thank you for the support.
Because you have bronchitis.
I do have bronchitis, and I think the lesson learned for everybody is there's a reason why there are doctors. So there is medicine to take care of this stuff. And
I just think people are stubborn. It happens in our house. It's me. It's Gabby. It's you. It's just you're stubborn. You're like, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It'll go away. It'll go away.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, okay, now it's been 2 weeks and it hasn't gone away. I guess I should go to the doctor.
So so for me, the experience going to MD now is a very positive one. Pre-registered, got there, did my normal wait in the lobby, but then once
how long was the wait? How long was it? Was it a long time?
30 minutes.
Wow, not bad.
Yeah,
not bad.
Definitely reasonable. It was not, with social media.
He texted me. He goes, "Long wait." I said, "At least you got pre-registered."
Yeah, exactly.
Again, the lesson is I want people to understand there's a reason for doctors, and then so I'm on the mend. But while you're gone, also major disappointment for the Heat.
Yeah, I mean, you were expecting to get, Dame Lillard here, but it didn't happen. I mean, that's it's tough, look, I'm not a basketball expert by any stretch of the imagination. It would appear that they didn't take a better deal. It would appear that they took a lesser value deal to send him to Milwaukee. Yeah. Right. So that kind of feels weird, but it is what it is. The Heat, I think the Heat did everything they could to try to get him here. They didn't get it. They're going to have to evaluate because you cannot go into this year saying, oh, well, we'll go back with the same roster and expect a different result. So see what happens.
Wait. What is Doug doing here?
Well, I mean, Doug comes to us from the Pacific Northwest, so I would imagine he might even have some Blazer love, probably. So I think he's probably looking at it from a much more agnostic point of view than any of us.
Awesome. Another shout out. Chris Pollock, who was here with us this morning. This guy continues to amaze me. I get a handwritten note, right? A letter. Boom, there it is, envelope, handwritten, Steve Nudelberg. Open it up, card congratulating me and Helen for
that's so sweet.
I mean, Chris Pollock, it doesn't get any better. You continue to raise the bar. Congratulations. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so glad that you're in our lives. So there's so much we can talk about. I got a great show for us I want to dig into the show, but one last piece of 2 tidbits of stuff I just want to bring to everybody's attention. Did you know that Costco sells 1-ounce bars of gold?
No. What?
I read a report this morning that they are having a hard time keeping gold in stock.
I mean, where do they even hold that? Is that? I don't know. I've been in Costco lots of times. I've never seen the gold section.
The idea that they sell everything is validated right there.
Oh my
Right
God.
then
I
and
see
there.
I see reels of people that go to Costco like, oh, you got to get this stuff. Like, I've never seen that in my life.
So last thing, then we'll jump into the show. Cool little tidbits. The Bachelor premieres tonight as the Golden Bachelor. 71-year-old guy who will have 25 women who are none younger than 60.
Yeah. I mean, good for you guys that like it's becoming like, pop culture. Yeah, Shay with the X. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm glad that they're like supporting, like older people dating and all that, but I'm not a Bachelor fan to begin with. I think
To
it's
quote
trash.
Jake, I'm out.
And yeah, I think it's an absolute waste of
But
time.
wait, there are people like my love who totally enjoy the Bachelor series. And to be candid, this is akin to me. This is
You feel like you're the Bachelor.
this is absolutely
Oh
nuts.
my God, Shay, give us the wake up music.
Come on, let's go.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on, come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in there. No more about to thinking, time for thinking ahead. Come on.
So I don't like to do too much self-promotion, but very proud that you, me, and Jake are featured as one of the men of influence in South Florida business and wealth. Upcoming ceremony next week, October 11th, or that might be 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But proud of you guys, really proud for who you are, what you stand for. Everything that we're doing is just beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think I saw that there was a response on one of the posts to you about you had posted FOE and somebody was like, the fact that you get to work with your boys and we get to see that happen daily is an inspiration.
That was Tony Levine. That was Tony Levine.
Tony had said it. It was just very cool. It's just very cool to be able to be recognized as a group, not as one of us as an individual, but to feel like there's a legacy that's getting carried on and it's growing and changing. And the fact that we get to do it together and then be recognized for doing it together is very cool.
I absolutely agree. So kudos to us. Enough backslapping. Let's do motivational music because I found a really cool song, a group that no one will know, but it's a really cool song that speaks to what you did and went through yesterday.
Such a long and winding road for the tired man. Broken shoes and dirty coats, scratching bloody hands. 1,000 miles away from home, in a cold dark place. They are waiting for the sun to come, waiting for some grace. And somebody will lead them to a new holy ground. And nobody will leave them to find what could never be found.
The name of the group is Raven Park. And why I chose it was somebody will lead them. And you, my son, are that person.
Yeah, I got to lead the show yesterday, and to give a little context, we got introduced to Fresh Edge, which is a produce distribution company that really operates out of the Midwest, but all over the country. And they have a large number of family owned and operated companies that are underneath this parent company. And they really wanted to standardize the way they were developing the leadership in all of these different warehouses and all of these different headquarters all over the country. And so we had the opportunity to start from scratch with them in the project of developing a leadership training from the outline to the content to the scripts, and then being with them as a part of the production in terms of bringing in the cameras, bringing the set to them, and creating the experience for them to shoot the content, which we did yesterday, which was an unbelievable experience. And then we'll take that content, we'll create the assessments around that content, and then house it in our virtual learning platform, our online LMS, that will allow them to then train their people consistently throughout the longevity of their careers. And so it's a great opportunity for them and for us, and super excited about that project.
So a couple of things, and I'll do this sort of interview style. What is an LMS?
It's a learning management system. And I think, most people think of it as like if you've ever taken like a online traffic course, like the horrible video that plays and then the questions that pop up after. Or, some of us have dabbled in the masterclass experience and learned through some of those things. So it's definitely evolved throughout the year, but really it's just whatever tool you're using in order to continue to challenge your people and help your people grow and train them in whatever needs to be done.
So explain to everybody, excuse me, if you can, the role that we played in. You talked to the CEO. Shay, if you can show the picture again. And people talk about branding and stuff like that. Their CEO, what was his comment to you?
So I saw Greg and I said, Greg, you're wearing a pink shirt today. He goes, yes. He goes, I believe it was your father that wore a pink jacket in your guys' trainings. And he goes, and I wanted to look like that. So he showed up with a pink shirt and he did a phenomenal job on camera. Him and I had some opportunities to be in some of the segments together. And there's very few, you find out in the business that there's very few people that you can just flip the camera on and go with. Greg's one of those guys. We were able to just kind of no script, no nothing, just go and make the magic happen in front of the camera. But then, not everybody is to that level. So it was really my job. I consider myself the head coach of their training and development now, right? I become the person that helps steer the vision, helps guide the strategy, and then helps put all the pieces in place to make sure that we execute at a really high level. So that starts with first just the identity of what do we want to train people on? What do we want people to be great at? What do we want people to learn? And then how do we go about crafting the content in the best way possible in order to deliver it to them in a way that's impactful, that's short, that allows them to receive the information and really consume it, and then put the pieces together to produce that. So despite the fact that I really didn't want to do it in their conference room, they really wanted to do it on site. And I was like, okay, it's going to create some challenges, but went back and forth with the production team and we were able to do it. We were able to put together a really unique, cool set for them that had their fruit and crates and stuff in the background that made it feel like theirs. And then it was about coaching the talent to what was their strong suit? Were they good at ad-libbing, or did they need a full script in order to deliver the information that needed to be delivered? And then coaching them through, lightening up a little bit and loosening up and really interacting with the camera so that the final product is something that's engaging. It doesn't feel like you're sitting there in front of the television watching somebody talk at you. It feels like you're a part of a learning experience that grabs you.
So I want to drive home the point that this is their content, not our content. It was our content that was the sort of the bait that said, hey, we would love something like what you're doing for your audience, for our audience. And so it is a movie, a script, a storyboard, all of that stuff based on them. On the Ball does not live anywhere in that content.
That is exactly correct. And so while some of their content might have been, birthed from our ideas or from some of our structures, I like to think of, if you want leadership training, we've got great principles that we can help implement inside of your business, but we still have to make it yours. We still have to teach people how that shows up. And then for them specifically, I said, inside of Fresh Edge, if you want to talk about accountability, sure, accountability is important. And I can give you great buzzwords and I can give you great context around it, but you're going to have to build the details in on what accountability looks like inside of Fresh Edge. You're going to have to drive it home for your people to make it your own. And that's part of the development process that I go through with them, is working from the outline to the scripts to say, hey, we really need some more examples here. We really need you to bring it to life in terms of how does this live and exist inside of your business, not just as a philosophy, but as a day-to-day behavior for your people.
I love it. And the best part of all is they own it. It is that they have it forever. So whether you're onboarding, teaching safety, doing any of the things that have to do with ongoing training, the challenge that we see in the business is people say, oh, we're going to do a training event. They throw everybody in a room and somebody blasts them with a fire hose, and then they're gone and nothing sticks. This is stickiness. This is repetitive. This is who we are fundamentally. I think it's fascinating. You walk into a company and say, hey, do you know the company story?
Right. Bingo.
Who are we?
And so that's what's great about, I think, where we started with Fresh Edge, is they really see it as, we've called it and we've named it Fresh Edge University. Because while we're starting with the leadership and we're starting with making sure everybody understands the story and the core values and the vision and what the behaviors are in leadership that they want to be exhibited, it's not done. They talked about it in the beginning of the introduction of Fresh Edge University, saying this will evolve. We will continue to add new content. We will continue to train more and more people and departments on this, because that's what it's really about, right? Like, if you have people, you're making an investment in them. You're paying them a salary. You're paying them an hourly wage. That's either going to become an expense or an investment based on what you do with those people. And I just ask the organization 3 simple questions. Do you train at all? And if you do, how often do you train? And what's the quality of that training, right? Do you know that it sucks and you're just delivering shitty training because you know that you have to do it, but you don't have a better solution? Are you not doing it at all? Or are you going, yeah, we do one training event a year and you feel like that's sufficient? Because you can't show me another performance-based business where they only train one time a year. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. So,
or not at all. Or
right.
not at all. Just
exactly correct.
wing it. Here's the, so anyway, great job. Fantastic. Thanks for clarifying. The coolness of it is, what did the director say to you?
So it was the executive producer who helped me run the whole show yesterday. She, at the end of the day, was like, you're really great on camera. Like, I think I would hire you to do other people's trainings. And I was like, I appreciate that. Thank you. So maybe I am made for the camera.
The official announcement is Mark is no longer on the ball. The Billboard Star of the Year.
Coming to your corporate training videos everywhere around the country.
So speaking of training, today is, the end of the month, if you will. Tomorrow is 29th. It's the last official day of September. We come back Monday. We will be in fourth quarter. And like football teams who hold up, the 4 fingers, we do the same thing in sales. And here's what's so important. Very, very significant. The activities and the behaviors and the things that you set in place in fourth quarter carry over to first quarter. So people who show up January 3rd or 4th or whatever day we're getting back this year, which gets longer and longer, most people, it's just, whoa, bewildered. Haven't been here since Christmas, don't know what's going on. The people who've set the table right. And so we call it the 300. And it's a full quarter full of activities. I love training this. Our existing clients are working with it, but it's basically a daily set of processes that if you do these every day, the sum of that behavior creates fourth quarter momentum, and business carries you right in. So the breakdown of the 300, Mark, is 5 conversations per day, 25 conversations per week, 100 conversations per month, 300 per quarter.
I think I've heard
don't
that before
care.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I believe I've heard that before somewhere.
I have mastered this in my own personal career, and it's the only metric that really counts. I can't control anything else. I don't know who buys. I don't know who's coming inbound, although I am very grateful that inbound business comes all the time. But I know I'm responsible for that behavior. And if you have 300 dialogues in fourth quarter, how many of those need to convert or refer you to somebody if you'd have the best quarter ever and set yourself up for first quarter? So,
I do think it's a really important conversation to talk about that, like, regardless of where you are in terms of goals for 2023, you have a unique opportunity right now to shift your vision a little bit, not say, hey, I'm going in a completely different direction, but the goal may not be in reach this year. You may not get to where you wanted to get in January. That doesn't excuse you from doubling down and setting yourself up for success in the next year. I'll never forget being in bowl games. We were playing like the Emerald Nuts Bowl. Nobody gives a shit about that
was
game.
a bad bowl.
It's December 26th or whatever, and nobody cares, right? But in terms of our organization, our team, we had 2 goals. Send the seniors out the right way and set the momentum and set the table and set the standard for what the team would be doing going into January, going into February. So you have the opportunity for the fourth quarter to define what the start of 2024 will look like and how you want to close out the year. You're not excused from finishing the year the right way just because you're not on target to reach your goal.
So Jonathan Aarons continues to lay.
That's a great question, John. No, but listen to this, right? We all got lifetime supplies of Emerald Nuts, and then Emerald Nuts got bought by another company, and they discontinued the lifetime supply. Unbelievable.
Welcome to the universe, man. Unbelievable. Great Thursday. Great. Congratulations to you. I'm very, very proud of you because this is our mission, is to deliver learning management systems to companies that don't have formal training. It's very efficient, very cost effective. If you're interested, reach out to either one of us, but mostly Mark and Jake, because this is their baby. This is how they phase out the golden salesperson.
Great stuff. You guys have a great Thursday. Cannot wait for Huddler in the Hot Seat tomorrow with Twan Russell. We're going to have a great conversation about literacy, about helping young people read, about football, about St. Thomas, about the University of Miami. It's going to be great, great conversation. So looking forward to that tomorrow. You guys have a great day. We will see you tomorrow. Let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business.